At one point, Beesmas Simulator was one of the most popular Roblox simulators out there, attracting hundreds of thousands of players at a time. However, if you looked at the game today, you'd notice that its player count has dropped drastically. So, how did we get here? Before we start this video, I'd really appreciate if you subscribed. Only a small percentage of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed, and I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers in 2025. Anyways, back to the video. This brings us back to 2018, when Beesmas was released by the developer on it, and quickly became a massive hit. Its combination of resource management, progression-based mechanics, and unique bee collecting gameplay attracted a dedicated player base. The game's frequent updates, seasonal events, and challenging quests kept players engaged, with many striving to obtain rare bees, amass lots of honey, and climb the leaderboards. However, over time, cracks began to show. One of the biggest factors in the game's decline was the increasingly slow update schedule. In the early years, Beesmas Simulator received consistent updates with new content, balance changes, and exciting events. But as time went on, the updates became less frequent, often taking months or even years to arrive. Players who had already maxed out the progression found little reason to continue playing, leading to a slow but steady drop in the game's active player count. Another major issue was the game's growing complexity and grind-heavy mechanics, along with the addition of macros. While the initial gameplay loop was rewarding, later updates introduced mechanics that significantly increased the time to progress. The introduction of endgame items like the digital bee and high-tier moss required excessive grinding and macroing, alienating casual players who couldn't keep up. Many felt that the game had shifted from a fun and strategic experience to an exhausting grind, driving away new and returning players. The lack of communication from On It also frustrated the community. Unlike other top Roblox developers who maintained active engagement with their fanbase, On It often went silent for extended periods. This lack of transparency led to speculation and disappointment, with many players feeling abandoned as they waited for promised updates that took years to materialize. This boiling pot of expectations, failed updates, and pressure contributed to On It's mental health. As in late 2023, he made a series of posts in the official Beesmas Discord that alarmed many fans. He spoke vaguely of stress, of not feeling himself, and even mentioned being crushed by the pressure of constant expectations. He expressed regret over how complicated the game had become, joking that he'd backed himself into a corner with so many mechanics. To outsiders, this might have sounded like typical developer struggles, but for those paying attention, it was clear. This wasn't just creative fatigue, it was emotional exhaustion. While this didn't directly affect the game's player count, it also suffered due to increasing competition. Roblox has seen an explosion of new, high-quality simulator games that offer fresh mechanics and frequent updates. Games like Pet Simulator 99 and Bubblegum Simulator Infinity have capitalized on the demand for progression-based gameplay, drawing players away from Beesmas Simulator. Without regular content to keep his player base engaged, Beesmas Simulator struggled to compete. Around this time, players were eagerly waiting for the annual Christmas event, which typically brought new content and challenging quests. However, this year, something felt different. There were no leaks from On It and no messages in the Discord until just a month before Christmas. At that point, On It announced he was adding a new trading system for a new type of cosmetic collectible that had not yet been introduced. Players quickly began speculating about the details, whether items or honey could be traded, and what the new type of collectible cosmetic would be. Just 2 days later, leaks confirmed that the new collectible would be stickers, potentially used to decorate your hive. This brought hope to the community, and players began to believe the update would arrive on time. As the next month unfolded, it became clear that On It was working tirelessly on the update. However, with Christmas fast approaching and no opportunity to test the new content, tensions rose. Once Christmas had passed, On It sent a message saying, "I don't know for certain when the update will be released," adding that he was doing his best. This frustrated many players, with some replying, "How hard can it be?" and "You had a whole year to do this," while others defended On It, saying he's trying his hardest, or "I'd like to see you make a game on your own." Unfortunately, these reactions didn't help the situation. On It became frustrated and lashed out with messages like, "I don't know when the update will be released, I don't promise anything with this game, and if I have in the past, I lied. And if this message upsets you, stop wasting your time on this game." This marked as a turning point for Beesmas Simulator. While On It was still in this mindset, he stated that he would no longer aim for Beesmas updates in the future and would refrain from releasing teasers or leaks to avoid such frustrations. However, it didn't take long for On It to regain his composure and apologize to the community, resuming work on the update. In the following 2 weeks, a slew of leaks were released. and on January 13th, 2024, the sticker update launched. This update, however, did not include Beesmas. On it explained that he wanted to release these changes first and ensure they were stable before adding more content. Then, for another 2 weeks, there was silence. No leaks or updates. However, on January 29th, 2024, Onnit revealed that he had gotten sick and was out of the country, explaining the lack of updates. After this, there were only a few leaks over the next 2 months, though they were Beesmas related, giving players hope for the long-awaited update. On July 17th, 2024, 4 months after the Beesmas leaks, the Beesmas update was finally released. 7 months late. But better late than never. As the event neared its scheduled end on September 1st, Onnit extended it by 2 weeks, pushing the end date to October 14th, 2024 to include Honey Day. He assured players they would not be extended any further. However, in a surprising turn, Onnit extended the event by another 2 weeks, and it finally concluded on October 29th, 2024. Despite Onnit's previous statement that there will be no Beesmas update this Christmas due to the recent one, a leak revealed that Beesmas would indeed return. This Beesmas was set to run from December 18th, 2024 to February 28th, 2025, but unsurprisingly, Beesmas was extended yet again, this time by 2 months and 3 days, which ended on May 1st, 2025. With the latest Beesmas event finally concluding on May 1st, 2025, it marked the end of yet another prolonged update cycle. But this one was especially notable. In the past year, Beeswarm Simulator had Beesmas running for a total of 8.5 months. That's nearly 3/4 of the year taken by a single event. While Beesmas used to be a special annual event that reignited excitement, it has now become overused and stretched far beyond its intended seasonal window. This overextension of Beesmas may ultimately contribute to the downfall of Beeswarm Simulator. What once was a cherished event that brought back thousands of players at once now risks becoming stale and expected. By running Beesmas for most of the year, the event has lost its uniqueness and sense of anticipation. Players are now becoming desensitized to it, and what used to feel like a festive, limited time Christmas celebration now feels like the default game state. If Beesmas is no longer exciting and regular updates continue to be delayed or uncertain, the game may struggle to retain its identity or attract new players. Beeswarm Simulator once thrived because it surprised players, but when the surprises become predictable and special moments become the norm, the magic fades. With Beesmas now gone, the future of Beeswarm feels uncertain. Will the player count continue to decline as the excitement fades, or will Onnit return with fresh updates and reignite the community? If you like this video and want to see more like this, please consider subscribing. It would mean the world to me and you can always change your mind.